The lion cannot tell the zebra, the impala, or the water buffalo how to get away. He can't. If I tell you how to get away, what do I eat? What do I eat? Either I become a vegetarian or I eat my own kind.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So he can't. And if he did, they would tell one another how to get away. Same thing with this. The upper echelon are the financial predators. We are the financial prey. I can't teach you how to get away. But if you learn, I can't stop you. I can't stop you. Wealthy people don't make wealthy people rich. Poor people do.
Right.
Because we have no relationship with money.
Wow. Man, that's a great segue into part 2 of our group economics overview. Great segue into it. I mean, we feel like we're doing this part 2 because there's more information we want to share to kind of do more of a deep dive to give you guys a deeper understanding of the Live to Be Free platform, the whole lifestyle of it. So we're excited about what's taking place. Greg, I'm gonna let you touch on that video because
look, the first thing I want to say is, brother, I don't know where, it's the universal energy, how you came across that video, because I don't know if it could be said more precisely and more concisely than what that brother just said.
Yeah.
They are not gonna give us the blueprint. We got to pay attention. We have to put the puzzle together. We have to identify and align the pieces and put it together. They're not going to give it to us.
Nope. Nope.
And that was just a great analogy, man.
And we've heard over time, of course, we are the labor force. We're the people are the labor force. So they say, okay, if everybody's rich, and being rich ain't what it ain't nothing special then,
Hey, look, I remember, man, this something kind of funny, man. I remember back in my real estate flipping days, me and one of my partners, man, we were hanging out, and we had hung out all night. So it's about 3:20 in the morning, man. We went to Christos, we're down here in the ATL. So for people who are in other parts of the world, if you're up top, that's basically Top Hat, that's White Castle. So we went to Christos, man. We in there, man. And I'm standing in line, and I'm kind of bitching to my partner, man, about the service and everything. He said, whoa, hold up, partner. He said, look. He says, I need people in this world with low expectations, who don't strive to be as successful as us. He says, I need those people because I need somebody to fix my damn hamburger at 3 o'clock in the morning. He says, so don't bitch at them. We need those type of people. And it's a shame. That's how the wealthy look at other people. They need us to stay ignorant so that they can continue to benefit from our labor.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Now, obviously, my thought process wasn't, diabolical. And I don't think my partners was, but in essence, they really do develop systems and things of distraction to keep people ignorant and uninformed on how to escape that rat race.
That's right. And as you say that, I think that's a great segue for us to go back to what we looked at on the first one about the 95%, because there's so many people.
Because hey, look, statistically speaking, you in that bucket. You in
that bucket.
You're part of that 95%.
Yep. So
unless you're very, very fortunate.
Yep. And these are just some financial facts. I mean, that's out there on the internet. Anybody can Google, can research it. And we looked at them on the first one, and it's just the reality. I mean, 60% of adults, we live in a financial fragility. You can't constantly pay your bills. I mean, this is a true reality. And this is it's strategically done this way to make sure that there's a class of people that that are at the point to where we have to continue to work, where retirement is just a word. I read something this morning saying that 20% of retired folks still have to work. So you think about if you're in the age of 75, 80, where you didn't work and worked and worked, and now you got to continue working, but it's so many people, and then you look at the 95% of adults that do not have 21st century financial literacy. I mean, that's, if anything, that's important, because you look at where we're going with this whole transformation of technology and how the financial world is moving towards a world of technology as well. So unless you have some understanding and some literacy regarding that, you'll be left behind, Thoughts on that, Greg?
Man, look, I mean, you're hitting it. You're hitting it dead on the head. I don't know who that brother was that you found on TikTok, but damn, he nailed it. He nailed it. Now for me, if I was gonna say, like, what is the most important thing in financial literacy for the 21st century that somebody should know, I think a lot of people are starting to wake up to understanding fiat currency, understanding what that really is.
Yes.
And if we understand that with fiat currencies, our purchasing power is going down. Don't get caught on the fact that, hey, you can stream all of the movies that you want with Netflix, and, you've got these different, entertainment, creature comforts, because that's part of the distraction, So certain things may appear to be deflationary, but don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe and think that fiat money is not, a inflationary, a hidden tax on people, because that's what it is. And if you do not learn how to get on the other side to where you can gain by owning assets, you will be forever stuck in financial servitude. They don't need to have, chattel slavery anymore, when they can basically enslave everybody with the financial system.
Yeah, and it goes right to the next one, which is over 95% of adults wish they had more money. Wish is a crazy word.
Yeah.
I wish I had it. Well, instead of you wishing, let's get out and do something, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there's different factors why certain, people can't do things. Of course, we're not here to judge and say, throw everybody in a certain class, because that's just
absolutely not.
We ain't like that. We ain't that type of people. But when you look at the fact that there's people that wish there was a way, and it's really just saying that, hey, I wish there was a way for me to be able to incorporate some type of income generating system that will allocate and line up with the time that I have. Because if I'm working 40 hours, 50 hours a week, if I have children, if I have a family, then there's a lot of dedication that's tied into that whole aspect of it. So where do I have time to study a Forex course or do something like that? I mean, it's hard to do. But when you have a system like the Live to Be Free, it's a very simple process. It's only $10, so it's not going to hurt you. Right. And then you only have to tell 3 people, and that's 3 people. You tell 3 people. The 3 people that you don't tell, they're going to be mad at you because you didn't tell them when they find out about it, because they like, I got $10 too.
Yo, bro, man, hey, look, man, I thought we was cool, man. How did you know about this and you ain't put me
$10?
on, man? Come on, man.
You tell me.
Family, you know what I'm saying?
So this is literally, we have lined it up. We have set up something that people, everyday people, all people, anybody, any nationality, any denomination, I mean, any religion, it doesn't matter. They can do this, and you can do it as a joint effort. And we will talk about that too. I have something that, we'll talk about ideas on how to do that. All right. And so also, and then you start talking about, the cost of it. 95% of adults have an extra $10 a month. So, I mean, and I think
there you go.
95% of adults probably lose $10 a month, So,
but hey, I'm a chime off of something that he said. He said it, and hopefully, if you need to, go back and pause and listen to what he said. He said, rich people don't get rich from other rich people.
That's right.
They get rich from poor people, from the unknowing, right? So if it's okay, and not necessarily meaning okay as in, we want that, but if it works for them to get rich off of ordinary people, then why not let it work for ordinary people to get rich off of ordinary people. Get rich off of each other.
Yeah.
That's another, emphasis on the power of group economics.
That's right.
And it all ties together, and you can do it in a way where, again, it's $10. Nobody is going to be injured or going to go without because they allocate $10 once a month. Nobody. Maybe in other countries, but really nobody here in the US, for the most part. And if they are living in, a state of, severe financial fragility, where it's that tight, then that's even more reason that they need to do, something like our group economic, system. They need to bond together with a couple family members or whatever and get that momentum going, and leverage. But it just emphasizes the need. If you think that $10 is, a stretch for you, then you really, really need it the most.
Correct. Yep. Excellent. Yep. And so I think we've you guys, if you want to research this, you can, please do. This is information that's out there on the internet. It's nothing, nothing special that we put together. We just put it in a pretty form to be able to show it to you guys. But and I think without even saying it, we know that 95% of the people know somebody that has $10, right? All right. So with that, let's talk about the comp plan. I think that's important because of course that's where it all basically lines up to, right? When we talk about the comp plan. You got my screen there, Greg?
Yep. I see you.
All right. Okay. So let's talk about that. I lost my picture. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this here. And Greg, you touched on something. You said it, and it's something that I've been kind of thinking about as well. Is you said simply family members. Now, you could actually bring together a group of individuals, whether it's going to be family members, whether it's going to be friends. You can say, hey, we're going to get on a Zoom call. You get 3 of your friends. You tell them, hey, get 3 of your friends. All right. And that's where we'll stop. We're going to get on the Zoom call and we're going to talk about this group economics. Right. And you simply, if you can simply do that and have everybody joined in the system in an organized fashion and everybody upgraded, definitely within an hour, 2 hours. So now you're talking, 12 people. That's now in the system. And now you can complete that process as much as you want to. You can say, hey, we're doing another call on this date. You guys bring your 3.
Look, that's a hellified point, because when I talk about it, I normally talk about it, in increments of 3 days, just to make it be very obvious that this is not something that is high pressure per se, and you can achieve it. That's a very easily achieved objective. Then, I occasionally talk about it being done on a daily basis. So you can literally build 7 levels of group economics out in 7 days. Mm-hmm. But what you just said, literally, we have technology readily available that you could accomplish this in 7 hours.
7 hours,
you could accomplish this, in one day.
Yeah, because you're not explaining a comp plan that's talking about volumes, this right leg, this left leg. Once you get to this particular amount of sales, then you boost to this particular color. Or
none
of that.
It's one qualifier. Well, 2 qualifiers: join and upgrade. That's it. Yeah, that's the only qualifier. Then you can invite as many people as you want. Join and upgrade. That's an interesting point. And I wonder if there's people out there that are able to take us up on that offer, to say, you know what, man, look, man, y'all too conservative, man. I'm not going to take 21 days, I'm going to initiate a culture with a real sense of urgency. And I'm shooting to have a default group economics, structure or network built in one day. And I think it definitely can happen. It definitely can happen. And all it takes is, you don't have to put the burden on yourself to understand every aspect, every nuance about, about Bitcoin, about, the cryptocurrency, industry, as a whole. All you have to do is realize that, one, I'm going to trust that these people have no, malice in their heart, right? I'm going to trust technology, just like I trust Google when I log into my Gmail account and I hit send. I'm trusting that Google is going to deliver that message. I don't know nothing, about, the internet protocol, but I'm going to trust that the message gets delivered. It's the same thing. It's just a process, So you could literally come in and, I said it, we were talking on the first segment, that the worst thing, would happen. And you correctly corrected me by saying the worst thing is not that you spent $10 and you didn't do anything. The worst thing is if you don't take action.
That's right.
But if you look at it from a literal sense of the typical thought process, the worst thing that you can lose is the amount of money that you spend. If we look at it from a pure literal sense.
Yeah.
So if you only spend $10, you can't lose more than $10, right?
That's right.
So
that's right.
If you look at it like that, it is something that you should easily be able to, hey, look, I'm going to do this. I know I don't understand everything about it, but I trust that the process is going to work. And as it's working, those commissions are going to give me the latitude. It's going to give me the flexibility to then utilize my time in a manner where I can begin to learn all of the necessary things for me to continue to grow, continue to, to elevate my knowledge, because that's the biggest thing that prevents people. One is we're caught up in the rat race of the distractions of life, that we don't have the luxury of allocating time to help us grow. We're thinking about, man, I got to get in, if you're here in the A, I got to get on 285. God damn, You might spend 30 minutes, anguishing over the fact that you just got to get on, 285. Not to mention, if you're like me, up in, North Gwinnett, it's going to take you 45 minutes just to get to 285. So all of that is life pressure and distractions that is sucking away time that we cannot effectively utilize. We all have one thing in common for sure, no matter who we are. We all have 86,400 seconds in a day. That's it. Well, that's it. Ain't none of us gonna get no more. Hopefully, we ain't gonna be in the line less. Right? But we damn sure aren't gonna get any more.
That's correct. Yes.
How are we going to use it? The things that we can identify and tap into that allows us to generate resources that we are currently trading time for is how we recover the opportunity to repurpose our time.
Yes, that's right on it. Because as we continue to run this rat race, chasing money, we got to work, got to pay the bills, got to live, got to take care, our children, got to take care of ourselves, and it becomes a rat race, And of course, the way the economy is situated, where everything is happening, I mean, it's a rat race, right? And our time is so allocated to just surviving and living and trying to have and doing, and don't mention somebody that's chasing the Joneses, just trying to have more than what they really need, living beyond their means, but those that's not living beyond their means, they really, that's a whole different, it's a whole different feeling. So that's a great way you want to be. And that's what
you think that you, not to cut you off, you think that you're being responsible, you think that you're doing, things the right way and everything. You're not necessarily living over your means, but the opportunities that you have just doesn't give you enough means to live a quality life.
know,
You know,
and that's the whole part of the group economics. That's it.
exactly.
You know, and we're not going to be shy about talking about group economics, because anything besides that, we just continue to do the same thing we've been doing. And I mean, you know, what's, you know, stupidity. That's the stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again,
So,
expecting a different result.
You just said something that hit me. Throw that schedule back up.
Okay.
And we'll put it in the description. There's a couple videos out on YouTube.
Let me go grab it. Give me a second.
They talk about the growth cycle of a bamboo tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that to be incredibly interesting. And I'm going to say some things, and I probably won't be exactly correct on the timing, the chronological timing of it. But the essence of what I'm saying is definitely, you know, correct. The growth cycle of a bamboo tree to get to, you know, its height of 70 or 80 feet or whatever, is somewhere around 5 years.
Okay.
But for the first 4 years and like 10 months or something like that, there's actually no damn evidence of the bamboo tree growing. You know?
Okay. All right.
There's no evidence of it. However, if you study, you know, bamboo, you know, tree farms and stuff, hey, look, people still got to be out there. They got to be tilling. They still got to be, you know, caring for that land and everything, you know. But there's no evidence of the growth. The last 6 to 8 weeks or so, when that bamboo tree sprouts and breaks through the dirt and becomes to be visible to the common eye, it grows 60, 70, 80, 90 feet. So my point for mentioning that is, when you understand that it's a process, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's what's the biblical correlation? You know, have the faith of a mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at this comp schedule, yes, level 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know, that's that period of that bamboo tree. It's germinating.
Yeah, it's germinating.
You don't see it,
Yeah.
but it's germinating. It's establishing its root system. You know. And it's that root system that's going to allow it to have this tremendous rapid growth, you know, in what is going to seem to be overnight. So you come out of that 4th level into that 5th level, it popped its head, you know, just, you know, popped a few inches, you know, above ground. And then all of a sudden, bam, instantly you hit that 6th level and that 7th level. And now you have this enormous exponential growth of income. And the beautiful thing is, it's all happening just from individuals introducing 3 people into the group economic system, and they upgrade. Nobody
look at that.
really had to do any heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Just trusting the process, trusting the natural, you know, manifestation schedule of something. Just like with that bamboo tree, you know, that gardener, you know, that farmer, they know to trust the process. They're going to get out there, they're going to till, they're going to water, they're going to rake.
Yep, that's
they're
good.
just doing it because they trust the process, and they know that they are going to reap the rewards of that dedication and that confidence in the process.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's really that simple. But this shit ain't gonna take you 5 years.
Yeah,
you know, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
you know, this could literally be done in the same day.
That's right. Yeah,
through technology. You know, it takes.
That's right. Yeah,
you know, the process to, and we should probably, you know, maybe quickly do a video where we literally go in and show in the back office the process of, after you join, going in there, clicking on the button, being redirected to download the recommended you know, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin wallet, and then buying, you know, Bitcoin Cash if you don't already have some. You know, that process is less than an hour. You know, it's not long at all. And I'm saying an hour, and I'm being generous. So when you see that process and then you rationalize, okay, just mathematically, you know, chronologically speaking, from a mathematical, perspective, literally, hour 1, you join. Hour 2, you got your 3 people, joining. Hour 3, they got their 3 people, joining. Now, you got your second level, built out. Hour 4, those people are getting their 3 people. Now that's your third level, right? So if you start at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay, what? We're at 2 o'clock in the afternoon now?
Yeah.
Right? Next hour,
Wow.
you got your 4th level, right? Right? The next hour, you got your 5th level, right? So now we're at 4 o'clock. Oh shit, it's getting ready to be dinner time, right? Now, dinner is not necessarily you worrying about, going in the kitchen and figuring out what you're going to eat and what you're going to cook. Dinner is you say, hey, I'm going out, getting in the car and I'm driving somewhere because I know on that 6th hour of this process, I got about $1,450 that's going to be coming in because the commissions are processed in real time.
That's right. Yeah.
And Lord, when you talk about the 7th hour, oh, you're going to have a wonderful dessert. Because now on that next round of members coming in and upgrading, you got over $6,500 of commission that's going to be coming. These commissions are processed. It's blockchain technology, right? So it's software coding. It is going to process according to the software coding. It just is what it is.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no human involvement, needed. None of that. It just is going to process. So for ordinary people who have been struggling in any manner of financial, fragility, right? You have a readily viable solution that can break you out of that pattern, break you out of that cycle. The only thing it requires is for you to take a little bit of action and effort, right? It's not a lot. It's not a lot, So I wanted to try to make that correlation and then tie back in the process of a bamboo tree growing to what this comp plan, because it has a similar trajectory.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It does. I mean, it lines right up because it's such an easy process to where anyone, as you stated, all they have to do is simply take action. If you take action, you adopt it and you begin to move with it. You talk to people, and I know it's people out there that's in that NFL club. No friends left, because trust me, I've done so many network marketing programs and things. I tell people about stuff, and they just look at me. They don't even look at stuff, But it is what it is. Those individuals that they're not going to take action. They're not going to move. When you have something as simple as this, sometimes I wonder, well, why aren't these people that know me? Know me being an upstanding professional, banker and, state licensed individual.
Person. Exactly.
Look at this is simple. This is a way for you to literally make $8,300 a month,
But here's the irony, man. Look, some of those same people will be like, damn, man, how come you ain't tell me, man? Why didn't you force me personally to understand this? Why didn't you make me understand? Look, you're taking a horse to water.
That's right. That's
can't make him drink.
This is a big old lake, fresh spring water.
Taking them right. Why didn't you make me understand? No, why didn't you do your part? And that's the thing that we've also been conditioned to not have sovereignty for ourselves. I remember, and this is getting off the track a little bit, man. Cadillac Records, that movie. What was his name? Holland Wolf, something. I can't remember his exact name. But he told Muddy Waters, Muddy Waters was getting advancements and stuff.
Yes.
And he told Muddy Waters, he says, no. He says, I don't want no daddy. I don't want no daddy. I buy my own car. I use my money to buy my own thing. I don't need him to do that, because when you take money from him, that's your daddy. He becomes your daddy, and you need him. You don't want that. So there's certain things that they have conditioned us, certain behaviors they conditioned us into, and it's so natural that we rely on these corporations to basically be our daddies. And they show us over and over and over, if in fact they are our daddies, they leave us.
Wow.
They kick us to the curb in a minute.
Whenever
They'll
they
lay you off, they'll
downsize,
terminate, in a minute.
don't fit their financial model.
But yet, what do? Instead of spending a little bit of time to tap into something that's going to give us true independence, and Bitcoin is absolutely the most perfect liberating asset that has ever been invented. If you pause long enough, you will be able to see that, you will be able to understand that, and then hopefully you will be able to identify ways for you to acquire Bitcoin so that it can liberate you.
All right, excellent.
But you gotta put forth, the effort. You gotta stop relying on the things that you have relied on that has you in the state that you're in. So if the state of condition that you're in is unsatisfactory, then you need to question what elements, what parts of your behavior can you modify? And you gotta take that self, accountability and responsibility. And
all right.
this
we got a
group
great
economics gives you all of that.
Yeah, all of it. All right, and then we got another video. I'm gonna stop sharing here. We got another video we want to share here. Greg, you want to set that up?
So we're talking about, and we enjoyed that brother from TikTok, because again that was so precise. It was just so accurate, and it was concise as hell. I think it was maybe a minute. I don't know what TikTok's limit is, but it was
of just.
I don't know how you can, say it any better than what that brother said.
Yeah.
Now, this video here is going to get I'm going to say it's just a little contradiction to what that brother said, because he said they're not going to teach us, which I agree with him. They're not going to teach us how to not be their prey, how to not be their financial prey. I totally agree with him. However, the contradiction, and maybe I shouldn't say it's a contradiction, because I don't want it to remotely sound like I'm pushing any shade on what that brother said, because he did a fabulous job. This next video is a guy that we follow, an awful lot, Raoul Pal. And he comes from, the hedge funds, from the Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, a macro investor, I should say, all of that. And what they will do is they'll give you breadcrumbs. They'll give you breadcrumbs whether they're doing it intentionally or not. There's breadcrumbs out there. Now, Raoul Pal, he just happens to be one of the good ones. So he's intentionally giving breadcrumbs. But we're at a point where these corporations, particularly the public corporations, they have no other option but to leave breadcrumbs. We just have to be, diligent enough to identify the breadcrumbs. So we're going to play this video. I think it's somewhere around 4 minutes. And then we're going to come back and we're going to comment on what Raoul is pointing out, because it's very important to help you make decisions, make priorities for 2021. All right? Go ahead, Hop. Let it ride.
Yeah, one of the things that I keep thinking about, though, is, and it goes round and round in my mind, is that, do we have an issue that people will constantly think they're too late? And how do we get past that issue? That's probably the more important question, because when Michael Saylor made his big bet, I think he paid on average around $11,500 for his first $450 million. And then he bought that extra 600 million or 650. And I think that was at around 18,000, maybe averaged over 20. I can't remember. And I kept thinking, the people will see he did it at 11, then see he did it at 20. Now we're at 30 or 35. When we get to 40, 50. Does that become a problem for people because they keep thinking they've missed out? Is that a conversation you're having with the investors you talk to?
No, because the investors don't look at it in those terms. Price is irrelevant. Okay. That's a retail obsession, right? Penny stocks, they're cheaper. For institutions, it is, what is the adoption? What is the regulation? What is the market cap? So the more it goes up, the more the market cap makes it available for them to purchase. So that is a much bigger deal than price. So price is a function of that growing market cap. But if you're BlackRock, you would not have looked at it until it got to this, near $1 trillion market cap. And that's the thing. So it's not about price, because what they're looking for, nobody thinks when they buy, let's say, the S&P 500 for a portfolio, for a larger portfolio, they're not thinking, how much is it going to go up? Is it too high at this price? They think, what's the portfolio diversification effects? Does it help add accretive value? How does it perform over the cycle, meaning, numerous cycles? All of those things is what they actually look for, because they're looking for portfolio returns. This is an issue with the space, because the space still thinks of it in retail terms. So I think that structural change. I mean, again, Michael Saylor and the corporate treasurers don't think of it in price terms. They think of it, what does it do to the balance sheet of my corporation to offset other issues that I have with currency balances and treasury ownings and bond ownings and stuff like that. And so that's not a price conversation as such. Obviously, price is important, but it's more overall.
That's kind of interesting, that market cap point. So do you believe there's potentially a wall of money that comes in when Bitcoin does breach the 1 trillion market cap?
Yes, I think that's what we're seeing, is front running the size of the market cap. Because at 1 trillion, it becomes a serious asset. At 10 trillion, it's gold in terms of asset size. So that deepens and makes a broader market and allows more participants into it. So if you think of the more conservative pension funds, well, they can't take it seriously because they still think they have career risk. But when it's a $10 trillion asset, it's not going to get regulated to zero, because $10 trillion is owned by individuals and pension plans and corporations and everything. So it's these kind of things that actually drive them.
So what kind of things are holding people back at the moment in the conversations that you're having?
Time. I mean, so I spoke to... So it just takes some time to onboard. So the conversations I get from family offices and institutions, I spoke to a big conservative asset management firm. I spoke to their Hong Kong office, and they're thinking through Bitcoin. And so I've given them the asset allocation paper that we got at Real Vision. We commissioned at Real Vision. I said, here's that. They said, that's exactly what we need. Now, can you present to this group? So I presented to that group. And then it's like, can you now present to the senior managers? Present to the senior managers. Then they need to write it all up. Then, if they say, yes, we're going to do it, how? Okay. Now, we can start with futures, which is what BlackRock are doing. Because if it's cash-settled futures, I don't need to worry about the bearer asset element. So that works. But after that, when they want to own Bitcoin, they need to get an entire new back office infrastructure. How do you price it? Nobody has consistent pricing. Nobody, what time does it close and open? Where all of the things that they need just for their risk models aren't normal. So all of this needs to be built out. And you need to get approval from trustees. So this shit can take 2 months to get to buying futures. It can take 9 months to get to actually buying Bitcoin and custodying it with somebody.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. So let me jump on this real quick, Hop, because the takeaway that I heard was time, right? And he said, basically that wall of money, that wall of institutional, capital, it's already in play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the time part. So when he talked about, about 2 months for family offices, hedge funds, and corporations to be able to get in and maybe buy futures through a company's service like BlackRock or something like that, versus 9 months for literally buying Bitcoin and having it be custodied by a different type of custodial service. I know like Fidelity does that for corporate customers. Coinbase is offering some form of corporate institutional grade, custodial services. But that time horizon is very similar, to the bamboo tree growth. Right? The process has already started.
That's right. Yes.
It's already started for a lot of them, right? And what's going to happen is it's going to seem like, damn, overnight, 100 billion, 200 billion, 500 billion, a couple $1 trillion just, came into, the Bitcoin market cap overnight, but it's not really it. It's happening. The process is already happening.
That's right. That's right.
We are just not going to see the evidence of it typically until that process runs its course.
That's right.
But it's underway. And
yes.
the more and more of them, like now, he said something about, the asset managers, hey, they have to explain it. Well, it's going to change from them explaining why they should buy Bitcoin to explain why haven't you bought? Why did you wait so long? Why don't we already have Bitcoin on our balance sheet? It's just amazing how, it's going to flip, and it's already doing that.
That's right. That's right.
People like Michael Saylor, he talks about, that it's already happening. And ordinary people, for the first time in what I would say is human history, ordinary people have the opportunity to vastly improve their financial conditions off of the behavior of rich or wealthy people, instead of rich and wealthy people continuing to exploit the unwealthy.
You know what someone said to me last night? They said, they asked me, they said, well, how are they just going to let all these people become millionaires if Bitcoin goes up? I said, they have no control over it. This is decentralized.
No.
They have no control. They cannot stop you from buying Bitcoin. They cannot stop me from buying Bitcoin. I can buy as much Bitcoin as I want to. I can buy as much Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. I can buy whatever I want to buy, right? I can buy, whatever cryptocurrency I want to buy and keep as an asset in a wallet, I can buy it. They have no control over it. They cannot stop it, right? Okay. So with that, we have an opportunity, as Greg just said, to be able to ride a wave that's coming that we see that they're working on right now. But of course, the way they're going about it, it takes them a lot longer. But us as individuals, we can get on a wave and ride this thing to where you think about what our group economics system with the just the base payout with the 3 at the 8,300. If you were to be able to get $8,300 worth of cryptocurrency per month, if you did that for the next 12 months, think about how much crypto you would have. And then also that does not account for the price increases as well, because they will the Bitcoin that you would have in your wallet will continue to increase as well. So there's really no way to say how much you would have. You can literally have, $250,000, $500,000, but in 12 months. Through this system.
There's a couple of models. I know like Max Kaiser. I want to say his model is 221 or 228 thousand by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. There's even some institutional companies that have come out with their prediction. And here's the thing: it's not like they're predicting something that is non-correlated. The prediction is just based on adoption. Mm-hmm. That's the value of Bitcoin is based on how many people are in line to buy it. How many people are actually buying it? Just like, look, I don't club much anymore, but there used to be, clubs that I would go to. We knew, all right, if you was in line, it was $20 to cut the line, right? But if you got there, at 2:30, instead of it being $20 to cut the line, it might be $50 or $100. And it was simply because the big dude at the door was able to look and see how many people was in line.
That's right. That's right. Supply and demand.
The line was a lot longer. Your ass was going to have to pay more. And if you wanted to go in, that's what you had to do. It's simple. Supply and demand. Bitcoin supply is fixed. The big dude at the door of the club, he knows the supply space of that club was fixed. If you wanted to get in, he knew that the demand was high enough that you're going to pay more to get through that door faster.
That's right. That's right.
It's simple. People, this is really, really simple. We don't have to overcomplicate it. You know, it's really simple. You know?
Yep. It's
so, and I think I cut you off a little bit. You know, you were
no, you
yeah, but
that was
man,
right there on it. I mean, that's you know, simple. It is. I mean, it's simple. You know, the process that we talked about at the beginning of the episode here, where we say you can get a group of individuals on a Zoom or on a house party or something, or a Duo, Google Hangout, whatever it may be, Google Meet, and literally walk people through this process and be able to get people signed up, put in, so they can begin to establish their group economics team. That's what it's about. That's why we tell you get 3. Now, if you want to do more, you can do more. There's no limit to it, but get your 3. Then you educate your 3, because that 3 is your team. So you helping them
help
get
your
their
3 get their 3.
There you go. And then if you duplicate the process, you help your 3 get their 3, and then you pass on that process on how you did it. You know, say, hey, we did a Zoom call, we did it this way, or we did a house party, whatever it may be. You pass on that process, and people would duplicate that down, because if they see it, they will do it, because it's only $10. This is not something that's, you know, it's $10. If you had a program where it's $1,500, you say, okay, I know, you know, I probably got maybe one person that may do this.
I'm going to interrupt you, because I'm going to ask you a question, because you said it, but I want you to say it differently. Because did you just say that as a member coming in here, although it's 7 levels of commission, how many levels do I need to be focused on? Tell me what you just, because it sounds like you just said, I really don't need to worry about, you know, all of that. What do I need to be focused on?
My 3. If I focus on my 3 and help their 3, that's it. Because then now my focus is I have a small group that I can influence and that I can drive. If I'm trying to drive 300 people, you know, that's a little harder to do. You know,
so
I've managed
I
banks.
have to focus on 300 and help those 300 get their 3. But if I did it 3 a week, right?
Hey, come on.
On one of his songs, man, off of Dime Trap, he said that's a light day. You know what I mean?
That's a light day.
That's a light day, right? So you're saying I could just identify 3 friends or family that, hey, look, I want to introduce them to this system, and I want to help bless them, because this truly is a blessing.
Yes, it is.
When you really process what's going on, this is a blessing to get people to tap into this, because it's about information.
Yes.
You know, and once you have information, you start processing the information, you start utilizing it. That's where the blessing comes in. So you're saying by just introducing 3 people to this information and helping them digest the information to join the group economic system, help them communicate with 3 people that they identified. So simple math, I'm a little slow. That's 3 that I know directly, and then they got 3 that might be that I got to participate in 12 conversations.
Yes, possible.
And if they duplicate exactly what I did, then it just perpetuates itself. And all of a sudden now I got $8,300 worth of commission coming.
Yeah.
And then I say, well, damn, shit, that was kind of easy. Maybe I know more than 3 people.
Yeah, because I think the numbers come out to be that for every individual that you invite, it's $2,700 a month if they complete their network, basically 3 down. Is that fair?
If they average the duplication of 3,
the 3.
It's 20, yes. And actually, you know, since you said that, it's $2,775.
All right.
Of $2,775 of Bitcoin cash is actually what you would receive. This is the more, you know, sometimes, even though, you know, we, you know, part of the, you know, the architectural team and everything, but sometimes the more even we talk about this, there's different little, you know, lights, there's different little, what they call it, vantage, you know, points or perspectives and stuff that are, you know, illuminated. So if it took me I picked up my phone. Took me 15 seconds to go through my contact list. I called somebody. I talked to them. And let's say, I'm not, in the NFL. I'm not in the no friends left, zone. Right. And I said, hey, look, man, hey, I know you're busy and everything, but I need you to take an hour out of your schedule today to do a task that's going to change your life. Don't challenge yourself to try to understand everything. This costs $10. Trust our relationship, that if you do this, the manifestation is going to happen. So don't spend any time on trying to analyze and figure out, because that's just slowing you down, right?
That's right.
What we want to do is we want to get to that. We want to be like that cat. We want to be like that cat that got that bag of Bitcoin. We want to get the real bag, right?
Yes.
So just trust me, click on this link, man, register. I know you bought some Bitcoin in the past, but the platform takes Bitcoin Cash. So go open up this wallet, that's in your back office. You can swap your Bitcoin, for Bitcoin Cash, or you can buy Bitcoin Cash directly. It's going to take less than an hour. Then call 3 people and tell them to do the same damn thing, right? Just do it. The commissions are going to start to flow. The evidence of the power of the system is going to be there, right? And as that evidence is revealing itself, because we all, I'm from Philly, but for some reason, even my Philly folks, they want to act like they was born in Missouri. They're all about that show me first. Well, it's $10. Let the $10 put you in posture so that you can actually be shown,
Yeah.
And this is it's amazing. It's something that what I'm looking for is a group of entrepreneurial-minded people that come together, and maybe it's 5, 10, of them or whatever, and they want to do some community empowerment, situations, and help them see how they can utilize this system to generate the financial resources to do a lot of the community empowerment things that they want to do. Instead of running around, for lack of better words, begging for donations and things, we already have everything that we need. As a group of wealthy people, collectively, we have everything that we need. The only thing that we need to do is stop giving it away.
That's right.
To the wealthy.
That's right.
And let it circulate amongst ourselves.
Yeah. Let me bring it in on this too. And we definitely want to we want to make sure that you guys know and understand that as much as we love and understand the financial part of the Live to Be Free system, the literacy part is just as important, because we truly believe that as people, we can help educate and help empower our group, the Bfree Network, which is the people, which is us, all right, on how Bitcoin works, how cryptocurrency works, how to send and receive this cryptocurrency, so you can be in the know, you can be prepared, because we don't know what the future is going to hold. So the literacy itself, the information that you're getting with the $10 subscription is priceless, because then you can educate not only yourself, but you can educate your family, you can educate your friends, you can empower them, because as the brother said at the beginning in the video, they're not going to teach you how to get away.
No.
You have to take the time to be able to learn, and then when you learn, you have to share. But with the group economics, not only are you learning and sharing with knowledge, but you're also learning and you're growing and you're earning at the same time. And because earning is what's going to pay the bills, earning is what's going to fix your financial situation, earning is what's going to relieve that stress, because you're only making so much money per week. You know what I mean? So with that, this is a system that's in place, it's running, it's for you to grab hold of and to take advantage of it. This is a big body Benz that's ready to roll.
The old school, the big body.
Yeah, big
it's
body.
well, what's the term that's used is learn, earn, and swap.
Earn, and swap.
So
Yeah.
you're going to learn about different aspects, different, real life usable aspects of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, right? You're going to earn your commissions in Bitcoin Cash. We advocate that you swap from Bitcoin Cash into Bitcoin as much as possible so that you can get in front of the wall of money that is coming from the institutional investors.
That's right.
That is a free ride. So I'll put it that way, because you're getting in front of momentum that is it's coming. It doesn't matter what any of us say or think. That institutional capital is coming. They're doing it for their own financial preservation reasons.
That's right.
They're doing it. And the more Raul talked about it, and Raul, just to make sure you all know, Raul Powell was the last, dude that just talked with the light color shirt. He lives down in Grand Cayman. So, he wears that beach, those earthy colors.
Yeah.
But they are doing it. They want to preserve their purchasing power. That's part of a big part of why they are doing it. And all we have to do is get in front of that wave, Now later in that video, and we'll leave a link. So you guys, that whole conversation with them was about an hour and a half. But later in the video, they talked about something that's incredibly important to help you really crystallize what's going on. Because they talked about the most important type of institutional investor or company that really seals the deal is freaking insurance companies. Mass Mutual went through the process, and they've created basically the blueprint for insurance companies. And if you understand anything about the conservative nature of insurance companies, knowing that is now underway is more encouraging than anything I've ever heard about Bitcoin adoption. And that's just, for me, when I look at, all of the different, points of information, seeing and understanding the process that Mass Mutual went through in order for them to buy, even though they only bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin. We're saying only, it's a hell of a lot to me. Yes. But compared to Elon Musk or compared to Michael Saylor, these cats who have bought over $1 billion of Bitcoin, that 100 million from Mass Mutual is more important because it opens up and provides the blueprint for other insurance companies to start coming on and adopting and holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets. It's huge. So we invite you to watch the rest of that video. We'll continue to drop more, more knowledge from our perspective, and we're trying to give it to you. We're trying to give it to you fresh, raw, unbiased, unscripted. A lot of stuff that we talked about is literally, like Hops, he sent me, he said, look, I'm gonna send you this video, but don't watch it. You need to watch it just before so we can talk about it as soon as you get done watching it. I don't want you to watch it and get your thoughts and stuff together. So that's how we, are approaching things. We want it to be, a very natural and raw response, Yeah.
All right. And as we close out, I think we've touched, I believe we've done enough to explain the Live to Be Free system itself, the whole group economics. Of course, we'll always be talking about it because everything that's happening, everything that's going on, it ties into group economics on why us as a people, us as individuals, just the Americans, Italians, wherever you are, you can get into group economics and you can do it in a controlled environment with your friends, family members, and you can literally change each other's lives with this whole system. All right. So we're excited about what's taking place, what's happening, and what we're going to do also. If you have any questions, if you decide you want to join, and you just happen to stumble across this video, go to bfreenetwork.com, hit the contact form, email us, and then we'll be able to reach back out to you, get you the proper links, because you have to be referred by someone to be a part of the Live to Be Free system. So because we're excited about that, and that's what it's about. It's about people helping people, group economics, 100%. All right, Greg, go ahead and close this out.
All right, so I'm gonna drop something, on you guys, and we're gonna share more information on this. But just be on the lookout for GFB.life. That's a theme that we're developing. That's something that we believe is gonna be in harmony, and it's gonna vibe with everyone. It's universal. All right, so be on the lookout for that. And people, remember, look, financial freedom, it ain't hard. Right? It ain't hard. Don't overcomplicate things. So, in all you're getting, get information and get Bitcoin. All right? Live to be free, y'all. Peace.
Peace.